Let's face it, there is no shortage of awesome carry guns on the market, but buying them all can be a little bit rough. So today, Emery and I are going to show you 13 of the most popular carry guns on the market, shot by some regular dudes, and then give you our impressions. Check it out. Okay. All right, so 13 guns in and a bonus SIG and a different grip module. We put a couple hundred rounds through this stuff this morning, and here's our thoughts. We'll just run through it, tell you what we think was best. Emery, let's start on the XT.
XT, yeah. Fairly big size with the mag extension on there. Definitely more comfortable for my hands. I kind of got some bare paws. Shot surprisingly smooth. It looks like a brick, doesn't shoot like one. I was very pleasantly surprised. I don't have a lot of experience with the XTs, but
yeah. Yep, definitely more of a full-size gun, harder to conceal. I wouldn't necessarily call it a great carry gun. It is an option, but it feels better than a lot of these smaller guns. There's a couple more full-size here. There's the Springfield Echelon, the 19-sized Shadow Systems, and then this Canic. Canic I thought felt pretty good as well. Honestly, between the larger guns, not my favorite. Of these, I would have to say the Shadow Systems or the Echelon were probably the best shooting. Something that I definitely like with the Springfields, even though I was not a fan of the Hellcat, is that U-notch rear sight with those front large dots. Makes it really easy to get good sight alignment on that. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely best iron sights in the game, in my opinion, right now. We'll see what they're all compatible with, because I might have to steal some and try to figure it out.
But iron sights are quickly dying. Everything out there is getting cut for red dots. It's more and more common, and it's going to continue to be common. Even lower budget guns, stuff like the Taurus GX4 series are coming cut for those dots. For the money, great gun. I felt like it had a somewhat snappy recoil because it has a fairly square beaver tail and square grip. I thought the same thing in the Springfield Hellcat series. Not sure how you felt about the recoil on those.
Yeah, the Taurus, I think my big thing is just my pinky is off the bottom of it. So they do come with a extended magazine that gives you a little extra bit of purchase. So it'd be interesting to see if that kind of changes my opinion on it. Most of the Springfield stuff, I love the fit and finish on. I got some bony hands, little Skeletor fingers, and every time I'm on them, their beaver tail is just slightly too wide to where it ends up hurting my hand after a couple of rounds, especially if you're not wearing gloves. Probably mold it, stipple it, do something to get over that, but
sure.
Yeah, between those two, I know you're talking about with that square back end, really changing that felt recoil pattern on there.
Definitely. And then we had three that kind of fit in the micro compact style kind of range. There was this Kimber Micro 9, a Glock 43, just your standard 43, and then there was this, whichever one this is,
LC9.
The LC9. What were your thoughts on those three?
I'm not gonna lie, the first shot on the LC9, I thought something was broken because the trigger pull was so long, and then I messed up on the reset as well. So
yeah,
it was a very narrow package. It was not my favorite. Between those three, I would probably say the Glock 43 was the best for me, just because I have a 48. It feels comfortable to me. Semi-used to that grip angle. This one was having some issues where the trigger wasn't resetting, so that caused some interesting dilemmas when we were testing them. But as far as a micro compact, that would probably be my go-to. I love how the Kimbers look. Performance-wise, though, was just not there for me.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that. I would do the 43 over the others. I would take the slight step up into 43X 48 frame, which we could talk about, but Of these three, that Ruger was definitely the worst to shoot. It felt a lot like shooting a subcompact 40 in my hand, and it was not at all a pleasant gun to shoot.
Not super enjoyable.
No, not really. So speaking of the 43x 48 size, we've got this Glock 48 with a hollow sun that we took out. This was my carry gun for a while. I would definitely make that step up from the 42 or the 43. Sorry, they're right there. And you get higher capacity. You can do the shield arms mags for 15 round capacities. You can do plus fives and run 20 round mags in these. I think it's a great frame size. But I will say, what I found recently is that the macro, so in side-by-side shooting, that SIG macro with the comp seems to be a much softer shooting gun for me, and I get a lot less felt recoil, and I get a lot quicker time back to target. I don't know, you feel the same way?
It's a pretty big difference. I was super happy. I carried a 48 for about a year as well. Just recently switched to the macro comp. I think the big difference for me as far as grip module is not only you're getting 17 round standard, which is absolutely fantastic, but being ever so slightly wider, it changes how that recoil felt in the hand. And then with the comp slide, it really just kept the gun sitting flat. I mean, me and Eric went and shot it, and guess what we all carry now?
Right.
Comp macro.
So
So
it says something.
it was a bit of a game changer. I still have my 48. I like it for any time you want more of like a slimline profile. Not that the macros are thick, but it's a little easier to conceal in maybe like a summertime scenario or you're throwing a backpack. So I don't think I'll be getting rid of it. I still love the gun, but comp macros are changing up the game right now quite a bit.
Yeah. And one gun that was a surprise to the both of us, I have not shot one, and I especially haven't shot one just side by side blasting through these guns, was the Smith & Wesson Shield EZ. It feels better shooting. It feels softer shooting. My time back to target was better with this than the Shield Plus. I don't know if it is grip angle. I don't know if it is the frame size difference. But for whatever reason, the Shield EZ was nice.
Yeah, it blew me away too. The only downside for me is the capacity. You're getting 8 rounds in there.
Yep.
I was a little worried because I shot the Shield first and I really enjoyed that. I was surprised to enjoy it. I'm not the biggest Smith guy typically. And then when we came to the EZ, I mean, these are made to just barely move the racket. So I thought with that reduced kind of spring rate in there, it might have more felt recoil in it. And it did not. It stayed on target super good. I don't know if it's from the longer barrel or, again, like John was saying, some frame changes. But very, very pleasantly surprised. It was a very soft shooter.
Yeah. All right. So, budget aside, if you were going to pick a carry gun currently after shooting all of these in a row, what's your go-to?
Oh, gosh. It's a little hard, and we have our personal ones in there too, because those are formulated for us. So, like my comp macro, just got used to carrying the light on there too. I definitely want to put some more time in it. I would say I feel more comfortable with the Glock, but as far as improvement over time, I think the macro is going to be the key for me. I've always shot full frame stuff for concealed carry, which is kind of like cheating when you go into the micro compact market. But I will say that macro feels less felt recoil and muzzle flip than like a full-size Glock or a CZP-10C. What about you?
Myself, I would go with our 14th gun in our 13 guns. This is, again, a comp macro. I went ahead and I put the Sharps Brothers grip module on there. This is a new grip module from them. It's pretty cool the way that this thing is machined. It fits my hands perfectly size-wise. I actually, first shooting this thing, the trouble that I had with it was that I was actually overcompensating and dipping my sights down below the target after recoil. It is very soft shooting, very quick to return to target. I would also have to say that the SIG macros, the comp macros, are awesome. I think it is a fantastic carry option if you can afford that thing. Drop a light on it, drop a dot on it, and in my opinion, those sharps, bros.
Unless you got the dangly long fingers.
Unless your hands are dangly long Skeletor fingers over here.
Yeah. No price option. I say macro.
I would say macro
comp
right now.
specifically. Budget option though. I mean, the Glock 48s are what? They're about $5. I think 485
Yep.
to 525 if you get the
485.
MOS or not.
If you have it all reduced hand strength, the Shield Easies are fantastic. I would go that
Yes.
route. Yeah. So there you go.
It's the favorites.
Hey, real quick before you go, we are a non-monetized channel. So if you like the content that we're doing or you want to support us, check the links below in this video. We've got links out to everything that we shot, everything that we reviewed, and a few other affiliates that you might find useful. Thanks.